Welcome back to Pure Nebraska. Here on the program on Wednesdays, we'd like to hear from a representative of the Farm Women's Group Common Ground.
The group is always working to connect with consumers and get a positive message out about conventional agriculture. Joining us now with more on that is Lana Hofschneider from Waco, and glad to have you here today, Lana.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah,
nice to be back.
You bet.
So you're from a farm. Have you guys started harvesting corn yet?
We just started a couple days ago, kind of picking a little bit of dry land, get the kinks out, get the equipment out, and see what we need to keep working on, but not hard harvest yet. And it sounds like it might be a couple days with some rain coming before we can get back in there, but just trying to get started.
Yeah, and do you have to dry corn if it's picked this early?
Right. Some of it's close to the correct moisture, so you can put some air through it, not necessarily through a dryer, but that's why you kind of have to start with some dry land fields or check what fields are ready or closer, so hopefully you can minimize some of your drying costs.
Okay, and today we want to talk about some of the varieties of corn that we have here in Nebraska, and you've brought some examples.
Right, I brought a couple of examples that when you're driving down the road, you might not be able to tell the difference in a field when you're driving by, but in Nebraska, most of the corn is yellow corn, which is your regular field corn, we call it, not sweet corn like we eat, although this is used to make, some processed into different corn byproducts. 30% of it's used for ethanol, and 25% of it in Nebraska is used for feed for livestock. So this is primarily what you'll see driving down the road. We also grow a fair amount of white corn, which is a specialty type of field corn. And even though it looks different inside, it doesn't necessarily look different on the outside, but you can obviously see the different colors of the kernels there. And
We'll hold them up
oh,
again,
sure.
maybe.
Yep.
Show people.
Yep,
There
the
we
difference
go.
of them.
Yeah.
So there's, obviously a white corn is used for tortillas and tortilla chips for food.
Right here,
Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, you
So-
can see the difference.
Yeah.
See the difference in the
Definitely.
different colors of kernel. So the white corn is for food purposes, and actually a fair amount of it is transported out of the country to make into food products. And there's also popcorn raised in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And in our area, there's a lot of seed corn fields. So you might see some of that harvest for seed corn is well underway. And the corn looks like this. It's just taken to a seed corn plant for the companies that then bag it and sell it back to farmers to plant the next year to grow this. So there's a lot of that going on, but it does look different out in the field because they actually harvest it still on the cob, and then it's shelled in their plant. So quite a bit different process and equipment that they use for seed corn harvest.
Wow, it's just amazing to think about that. You driving along the interstate or driving down a country road, and
Yeah.
you're seeing the corn, you're like, that's corn. But there's a lot of different things that go into it. So.
Right. A lot of different varieties and a lot of different planning and equipment and so many different pieces to it that we just don't really realize.
All right. Well, thanks, Lana.
You
That was
bet.
good information. And guess what?